Dear students, great to be again with you. And we are at the lecture number 3, speaking about generic strategies for global value creation. And what does it mean? What do we look for? And what is the essence of this topic? Well, we are speaking about something which is coming from every course book on global strategy. It's about global integration, first of all, global presence, international presence, but in the same time, local adaptation. So, local adaptation means businesses going global, they should ultimately penetrate on a local market and they offer particular services, products, and offer particular and apply new strategies which are going to address unique needs, preferences, cultural differentiation of the local market in a particular area. In the same time, global integration means they should be leveraging on a global scale. What does it mean? Although they are present in a particular very unified local way, they share on globally resources, efficiencies, knowledge, of course, and that's the way they are able to offer best, if you want to say, best of both worlds. So, in essence, the strongest global businesses are those which can easily, seamlessly combine flexibility, local level, with the global efficiency, and that put together on market. That's the ideal scenario, and we are going to speak about that and see how is it possible to be done. Maybe this quote on a screen by Professor Clovier is something which condenses the essence of that approach. The strongest businesses in a global market are those that can adapt swiftly to local demands while leveraging the power of global integration. Easy to say, maybe more difficult to apply, but it's possible. First, let us tackle the main principle. Global strategies and globalization is not only for the huge, enormous company with hundreds of thousands of people. That's the first thing we should take off our perception and misunderstanding. As you can see on the screen, on there are a number of companies called on above picture: KC, Nikon, Nava, Dolons, Averton. Most probably you didn't hear for them. I didn't. And in the picture under you can see and read, maybe not so clearly, Gillette, Nescafe, Samsung, Nokia, HP, Marlboro, Pepsi, most probably on the top, Microsoft. All of those companies on both pictures, on both graphs, are international. Lower position is the one which has huge number of employees. Above one is having much less, and that's the reason why we don't know about or we didn't hear about them. But conclusion is that small companies and even startup company can think about being global. Maybe not in the same way as another company is present for half a century are, but they can be global. That's most important. And question is how? And we are in fact looking to get answer today from on that one using technology, as we were mentioning already a few times, understanding particular culture, how to present, how to adapt, and of course to be creative. That's the maybe best part of the whole story. You can be global, you can be competitive, you can offer value by particular being unique and authentic. So that's very appealing call for everyone. Size of company is not important. Idea and working with the product is something which is very interesting and we can learn from others. Okay, this is something very interesting. One beautiful graph is merging in front of us. How to create value in a global world. Strategies which are working. And we are going to touch upon 5 of them, and that way we will understand, or at least have some idea, how we can move forward, how can we offer something to the global market, how our company can be global without being threatened by any kind of challenge which grow and different environment is bringing. So how to reduce risk and how to play safe and also how to develop it down in the line. So let us hear about that. First, first strategy and first approach is beautiful name. Start small, think big. Very sober, humble approach. And I like the idea of testing the water. Well, you are committed to the global market. You are trying to do something, but you are not going to break your bones or invest endless amount of money. You are finding the low risk approach to the particular market. Why? Because you have to test it. Test the waters. Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it in need of something different? And that way you can prepare yourself and without big risk, of course, with a certain endeavor and enthusiasm and surprise, go there and then see what's going to happen. You will never know until you don't test. Tests can be done in many ways, even survey, questionnaires, advertisements, inquiries, name it, observing others. But you have to kind of know something about the local markets where you're going to go and present yourself, and in the same time you have to be clear that you are not going to threaten your main operation because of new market and positioning or repositioning yourself. So question is, which market, who, how, what's the example, any idea? What does it mean that we are not going to risk too much? We are going to try to find a way to penetrate the particular market. I came up with the idea, which is funny, but it's relevant for you. Imagine in Bolivia, you are offering some nice cars, some Bolivian authentic, local, native products, and you do it online, and then you realize with some advertisement you realize, oh, not only that we are able to sell it in Bolivia, but some people in Japan are inquiring and we are selling that to Japan. So you got some hint, and then instead of finding the way to open your shop in Japan, you just find a local distributor there, and then that way you are present there and you try to build up your product and distribution. No big risk, but you did the step moving forward. Wonderful, isn't it? So, and then another way how we can reach out the bigger market is, or present globally, is developing one product and being really the brand for that particular product. Maybe best in the world or perceived as a best producer or offering of the service in the world. Any example? who did it, how did it, and do we have established certain brand for particular product in the world, we said, okay, that's going to come from them. I think this example of Switzerland and so well-known Swiss watches is very appropriate. I'm not quite sure to which extent name of Switzerland as a brand for watches is present in Switzerland, in Bolivia, but I can tell you everywhere in Europe, everyone knows about Swiss watches. That's something which is always the standard. So they have it and they can sell it, and wherever they go, that's just kind of, okay, this is the quality. This is what, if you are serious about having something nice on your hand, accurate, precious, and really reliable, then you're looking for Swiss watches. That's another example for it. Then we can see world differently and having product, and we can realize, well, we can make production offering in a particular different places of the world and then leverage on it. We produce some parts in one country, some parts in another country, we put them together. We offer particular services online in one country, something coming from another country. So then whole world is our playground. And a very appropriate example is definitely utilization of laptops. What does it mean? Well, laptops are pieces of equipment which are produced and particular assembled in one place. But production goes and pieces are coming from who knows which number of countries, from Africa for sure, cobalt and so on, but then also you have to design everything, assemble everything, you have to get the glass from plastic, produce the keyboards, wiring and so on. So that's amazing, and if it's done and organized in a particular way, then it can really increase efficiency. And of course, product is going to be of the top quality, but very easy then on a mass scale to produce. Then another strategy is adopt to fit in. What does it mean? Well, we have a product, but one size doesn't fit it all. Local preferences are there, and it's an obstacle. Maybe in some countries, people, culture is not accepting particular products or ingredients or certain attributes of product, which is then becoming even offensive or very disliked for the. So what do? You will find a way how to adapt your product, which is still same product, but you will do it in a way that is going to appeal to the local market. Okay, so what's the example of it? Any idea you can think about? There are many, but I think one of the standard one is McDonald's in India. But not only McDonald's in India, many companies are doing that, especially for the culturally exotic places. They will adopt the product to the extent it's going to really be local, but still it's going to keep the note of global brand. As we know, in India, still population is, most of population, vast majority is vegetarian. And then they will offer mac cheese, burger meal for chain population. What does it mean? There is no meat, no onions, no eggs in it. And that's going to be McDonald's. And of course, we can also think about, okay, that's the reason why in the recent years, in many places, local population is going to accept vegan or vegetarian food only. So they will also appeal, we are McDonald's and we are for you. Take it. Vegan products. And that's the way how they grow the local preference. So nothing new, very smart and very essential for success of the brand. Finally, maybe most desirable outcome and most challenging is that you create completely new market by bringing new value and new service which is not perceived, neither being present in a particular way, and then you are there to distribute it and to be the main offering of that service. This very extraordinary picture gives you idea, and it's kind of mind bewildering. Imagine that you have some solar powered refrigerators in Sahara. So it's a little bit kind of abstract places where there is temperature throughout the day 50 plus degree. You will utilize that very source of energy, sun, to cooling the products. And obviously that's something which is not present, and then you will be able to really create a completely new market based on that, because that's the only product which is offering itself to the wide population of people living in Sahara Desert. Although picture is a little bit funny, it brings the essence. So those are few ways how we can see and think about strategies to become global and how to offer particular value to the people. So to sum up, success isn't about only, as they would like to say and many times say, think bigger. No, it's in one sense, think smarter and think about one detail, one market at a time, and then build upon that. You can just test the water, see how it goes, learn, don't use the same pattern, be smart, evaluate, test, move it ahead. And that way you can think about slow growth and based on that risk-free endeavor. So whole understanding is that world is very interconnected, everything is connected, and businesses are not going to thrive only by selling same products everywhere. That's not true. Not even surprise. Even we were speaking about the laptops a few times. Each laptop in a different country, at least in Europe, is very different. At least the keyboard must be different. Why? Because there are different languages. In German, you have umlauts with dots. Brits, they have their own particular layout, as usually Brits are Brits. And here in Belgium, we are having francophonic keyboard, which is having also particular appearance. And just based on that, we need to think and we need to offer different products. Why? Because otherwise it's not going to, people are not going to buy it. Maybe someone like me is going to buy something what sees as an interesting thing, then I'm going to stick key markers and that way tackle the issue. But usually people are not going to do. So, and on the other side, you can also understand that someone like McDonald's in India and offering vegetarian meals, that's very smart approach how to reach out, appeal to the market, customize and become loved company based on that, because you are able to recognize what they are looking for. So innovation, creativity is always one of the boost element of every good marketing strategy. Hopefully this was insightful for you, and I wish you a happy further study.